On telly.
This is University Radio York.
On telly.
You're listening to URY News Hour.
On telly.
To URY's News Hour. But you're not listening. You're watching. We're on the telly.
Too.
Oh my God, what does it feel like? How does it
We are
feel
on
to
the
be
TV.
telly,
Great.
guys?
It's great.
Deeply uncomfortable. I'm a radio person. I don't do telly. Help me.
Ollie's terrified. So my name's Jess.
I'm Amberly.
I'm Ollie.
And we're here for the next 20 minutes or so to bring you the latest and most pressing stories from across campus and beyond.
We're doing sport as well, by the way.
Less important.
Right.
By a lot of miles. Anyhow, let's jump right into the campus headlines.
Of course.
Over to Amberly.
So, first of all, bus travel on the 66 and 67 between University of York campuses is once again free for students, following a campaign by York Student Union. Back in September, changes to first bus operations meant that the campus route was no longer free for students, introducing the C1 and C2 buses in its place. Sensing frustration from students regarding costs and unreliable timetables, the Student Union introduced their #FixFirst campaign, sending 6,800 letters asking for a return to the status quo. From yesterday, Monday the 5th of February, the 66 and 67 buses are once again free for students between the York Sport Village and the Retreat and Green Dykes Lane. It is not business as usual. However, as students will still have to tap on, tap off using their contactless card within their free zone. They won't within this zone.
Thanks, Amberly. We're all excited about the new buses.
Of course,
They're free
yeah.
Now, I didn't like paying for them.
No.
Also, great editorial work from me there. I left it as yesterday.
I was thinking that.
It's not yesterday.
Not
Monday,
yesterday,
that was
on
Monday. Today is Thursday, and you're watching.
Not listening to, watching live.
I'm great at this. But so obviously, massive story. Well done, Yusu, for getting that done.
Well done, Yusu. #FixFirst. They did what they promised.
Hell yeah, Whitmore, hell yeah. But that's great and all. But in more pressing news, the past few weeks has had campus, I'd say confused, horrified, and intrigued is the right combo, by a certain story regarding a STEM department and a bog, which is a great way to start any news story. We're, of course, talking about York's first big name on campus of 2024. Huge historic marker. It's the accessible toilet cubicle in the computer science department. I'm sure you've both heard of this, and you at home may have heard of this. But yeah, there's an accessible toilet cubicle on the bottom floor of the computer science department that's apparently been through hell and back. We sent Amberly down to Campus East to investigate. You had a great time down there.
I did. I explored the toilets. They looked in good shape, but yeah.
Indeed. Luckily for us when we went there. Luckily.
Yeah.
You went there, but previously less good shape.
Yeah.
And this story's been circling around. I remember I first saw the email. It popped up. We'll go into it because we'll watch your report. But the email popped up on I'm Just York, the meme page. Gobsmacked. I didn't know what to say.
I was absolutely astonished, I think, is the only word.
The story is the computer science department had to send an email out to students to say, please don't leave such a horrific mess in this specific toilet.
Yeah.
And they'd said it happened like several times. I don't know how many
Several
times.
emails happened.
Slightly disturbing, actually.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah.
But theories have been going around about, what is this mess? Because I don't know. Because they said it happened so many times. They sent 2 emails. And the department sounded really, really
Who was the
sad.
culprit?
I don't
That's
know.
what we
And the
need to
department wants
It's
to
an
know.
ongoing investigation, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So the head of the department sent a follow-up saying this has continued happening. Please stop. It sounded pleading. He sounded really sad. I felt really bad for him. But he sent an email saying, what did he say? He said, I'll catch the perpetrators at any cost or something. And was
Any
like,
cost.
they'll be dealt the fullest consequences for their shameful behaviour. And to be
Yes,
fair,
they will.
By the sounds of what the email said, they've been doing some pretty horrible things in there. So maybe
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
So
Not good.
computer science, I know exam season's tricky, but let's calm down.
There's no need. There's no need.
We did, we did happen to theorise extensively about it. If you want to go and listen to that riveting discussion, you can do so.
On tap at
Shameful plug, but yes, you can.
But in the meantime, this is a visual medium. We're on the telly now.
Oh, indeed, on the
Going out in
telly.
the world. We sent Amberly down there yesterday to investigate. So I believe that's where we're going to go now. I don't know how the VTs work, but I hope they play it. Please.
And whilst we've all been feeling the pressure of exam season, nowhere has felt it harder than the computer science department, who have been dealing with an unpleasant mess in one of their toilets in the past few weeks. 2 weeks ago, students in the department were sent an email from the computer science reception containing a guide on how to use the toilet after several occurrences of unpleasant mess in their ground floor accessible toilet. The email reminded students that the only place they should be going to the toilet is in the toilet provided. Sinks are for washing hands, and toilet brush holders are for holding toilet brushes. Despite clear instruction, misuse of the cubicle continued, leading the head of the computer science department to send out another email to students threatening disciplinary action should it continue. In the email, he said that the department will pursue the matter in the strongest way possible to ensure the perpetrator or perpetrators receive the fullest consequences for their shameful behaviour.
An interesting story to start the year
I'll
off.
say.
Definitely.
Ollie, how are you feeling? You don't look happy.
No, I'm not I'm not best. I'm not best pleased. No, it's again, it's that word astonishment. It keeps coming up in my mind because there's no real other word I can use to express my reaction to your investigation there, Amberley. It was
actually,
it was.
especially from students. You wouldn't expect that, would you?
No. But I've got the full email here if you didn't catch it in the scrolling. So
Let's read through it.
ready. So from the computer science head of department, dear all, it pains me to have to write this email. After clear email from Katrina Atwood as chair of the Board of Studies. So this was the email that got sent from the computer science reception that was like,
That's right.
do I have that email as well? My camera rolls. Cool. Yes, the first email from computer science reception said there's been several occurrences of unpleasant mess in the toilet cubicle, and then gave a guide on how to use a toilet. So it said the only place you should be going to the toilet is in the toilet provided. Sinks for washing your hands and toilet brushes are for holding toilet brushes. Which
As
leads
you
us
saw
to
with the
absolute theory
detailed macro
as to
of
what may have happened.
those very facilities.
But then, in response to that not stopping, the head of the department, who has a PhD from Oxford, I did have a little look, is now having to send emails that say, if the behaviour does not stop, he will pursue the matter in the strongest possible way to ensure the perpetrators receive the fullest consequences. I want to know what the consequences are going to be.
Well, that sounds like a whole other story for URY News Hour, doesn't it?
Exactly. While you were there, did you see were there cameras, were there security?
I
That's what
don't think
expect.
I remember seeing any.
No, it was pretty.
But I think
It
that
was a
would
pretty
be a good way
mundane.
to
It was a pretty
catch the
mundane
culprit.
scene. It was just some toilets and a
Maybe
reception,
they're not. I don't know. I feel like they need.
which is how it should be, really.
But in the news, so that's one story about potentially fecal matter, let's be honest. Big topic in the news this week, because also one of the main local stories we've had in the past week, very relevant, very close in topic.
Another one.
So there's been a water contamination test of our very own River Ouse here in York. And the flood water from that test was found to contain dangerous levels of bacteria, including E. coli and fecal matter. Happy New Year. The River Ouse is used by staff and students within the University of York Rowing Club, so concerns have been raised surrounding the health implications of bacteria in the river for them, obviously using it. The test was carried at the start of this year. The sample came from Cumberland Street, which is where the Lowther is, so yay, enjoy refreshers.
Enjoy.
Yeah, the test was revealed to contain high concentrations of E. coli, chloroform, ammonia, and bacteria, including human and animal waste. Cross them all off the list. And I was talking about this with Amberley earlier. You were saying that cafes near the river have got an issue with this.
Yes, because they're leaving their tables outside, obviously, and they have to clean down the surfaces because it's a health and safety risk in itself. So, yeah, it's a massive issue for York, and how they're going to overcome it, I'm not quite sure.
No. Well, I saw something. It was Yorkshire Water was saying that they. Sorry, the timing's just gone on the clock. We're flying clean. So Yorkshire Water was saying that they do storm surges or something where they redirect sewage water away from people's homes. And they were saying they were going to invest a lot of money in reducing the amount that they do that. Obviously, they do still do that.
Okay.
So the organisation that did the test, they called Round Our Way. They're about, climate change and exposing all the problems and And Yorkshire is apparently one of the worst for river pollution. So
Oh dear.
awesome. So if you're in the rowing club and you go for a little swim, just look after yourself. Take
Please do.
vitamins.
Please do.
Shower afterwards, maybe.
It's your fault for rowing. Not that I have anything against rowing. But yeah, what do you think of the headlines this week, guys?
They were quite intriguing, but quite intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many...
Busy week of news.
Yeah, for sure, especially for York. With flooding being so frequent, the fact that it's not safe, the water's not safe.
Just makes you feel a bit queasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely not nice.
No, York floods a lot, and if that flooding is full
Yes.
of human and animal waste, don't forget the animals. I'm not so pleased about that, but we'll see. Hopefully it's fine. But that's pretty much it for the main headlines across campus and local.
Is it time?
It might be time for sport, Whitmore.
I think it's time.
Get
And
excited, get hyped.
yeah, so I think we're now going straight to the 22 acres where there's been a
we've
red.
got a little sport
we have a
intro
sport
first.
intro. Oh,
Yeah,
let's play the sports intro.
Transition to the sports section. Bosh.
Okay, yeah. So, welcome. This is your sports section, and we're going to start with your college sports. We're starting off with, we're going to go to the 22 acres, actually, where Matthew Keel is stationed. I think there's been a red card in the Swans derby. But for who, Matthew Keel?
I don't know, Ollie, has there? Must have missed that. It's a red card.
Have you not been watching the game, Matt? Because I haven't. I've got no idea what's happened there, Matt. Get your fingers out and count how many players are on that pitch behind you.
There's not even a game on, Ollie. Who do you think I am? Chris Kamara. This headset's not even plugged in.
Yeah, I think I can see that, Matthew.
You can see me? We're supposed to be on the radio. College Sport Catch-Up, Fridays, 4 to 5. No?
Well, yeah, that's where you can go on Friday, 4 till 5, on URY to get all of the sports information. What I can tell you, however, is that James 1s have triumphed in the Swans derby over the James 2s by winning by 2-1. This takes them back to top spot. Meanwhile, Derwent 1s drew 1-1 with Halifax, and newly promoted Derwent 2s started with a point, drawing 3-3 with Constantine 1s. Now, in the championship, Alcuin 1s...
Alcuin 1 started off their promotion push from the championship with a 5-2 win over Goodrick, and Medic 1s also scored 5 to beat Derwent 3's 5-1. James College have also announced a new entry into their sports roster, bench ball, and a taster session that's being held this week. Head to their Instagram page for more information on the event.
Manchester City have closed the gap on leaders Liverpool alongside Arsenal by defeating Brentford 3-1, courtesy of a Phil Foden hat-trick. This also marks the 45th goal scored in the Premier League this week, the most ever since its formation back in 1992.
And not many transfers in recent years have caused as much stirrup as Lewis Hamilton's change of allegiance from Mercedes to Ferrari before the start of the new F1 season on the 2nd of March. The 39-year-old and 7-time world champion activated an exit clause in his contract, which was entering its last 2 years.
That's right, and those are all of the major sporting headlines coming out of the sporting world on campus and beyond, and now we're going to talk about them. Nice for you to join us, Matt.
Yeah.
You do realise that was at the 3G and not the 22?
Well, you tell me now.
But yeah, that's right. That's very professional behaviour, Matt. Just put it all on the head of.
The
Okay,
state of this
moving
show.
on. Let's talk about some sports.
Let's
so
talk
obviously
about
you
some
mentioned it
sports.
there, the F1, that's been the big thing recently. I don't follow F1.
I've
What's going on?
So yeah, this is basically one of the biggest sporting headlines that's come out for quite a while, actually, Matt. I think you'd agree with that. wouldn't
No,
you?
absolutely. I think that it's one of the possibly the biggest transfers, as we said, that we've ever seen, not just in Formula One, but across the sporting world, because this is a man who has built his brand around Mercedes, and to change it in an instant like that, that's just massive.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I think the most intriguing part of that story, however, isn't necessarily just the how much of a blockbuster this move is. It's what's going to happen with the driver orders, because for those that are new to or don't watch F1 or don't really care about F1, so you might not be listening to me at all at the moment, you have 2 drivers per team, and you have first driver and a second driver. First driver will normally take the points, the most points possible out of the pair in a race week and hopefully win their team some world championships. But the question is, now that Hamilton's at Ferrari, who's going to do it, Leclerc or Hamilton?
I think it's really interesting because one of the reasons that Lewis Hamilton must have been going to Ferrari is there must have been some more incentive because he's actually taken a lower contract offer, I believe, from Ferrari, so less amount of money, which would therefore mean that there's some ulterior motive behind it. Do you know how hot it is in here?
It is quite, yeah. Like, did you not think to change before you got here?
Do you know how cold it is outside?
It's true, it did look a bit breezy on the 22,
We'll
but
get
should have
to
been
the
at the
weather,
3G
Matt,
then, shouldn't you, Matt?
Oh, weather, yes. What was I saying? Yes, the ulterior motive, and I believe that might be that Ferrari may have somehow promised Lewis Hamilton that he gets the chance to drive as their primary driver, which would be huge for him because he's just desperate to get some more results after some slightly less than regular performances.
Indeed, but that's the thing. He's a 7-time world champion. Let's not forget.
Absolutely,
which is that's and that was assumedly the major selling point for Ferrari in bringing Hamilton in. What was the selling point on Ferrari's end? Well, it was promising him a world championship. So it'll be very intriguing to see how that develops. I think other sports news,
You mentioned bench ball.
Yes, bench ball, indeed. That is a new and exciting sport that is coming to the college sporting scene. It's always exciting when we get these people paving new ways to get people involved and playing college sport. It's for absolutely everyone. And as it turns out, you can end up doing absolutely any sport. Bench ball will soon be one of them for James College. That's specifically just James College students, but maybe other colleges will catch wind of what's happening and do exactly the same.
This is the one where you're on the bench and you get one person on at a time by throwing at them.
That's
right.
I think so. Yeah,
I
should probably find out, shouldn't I?
I hated it because they used to always sort of use me as useless because I wasn't big enough to.
That's right.
But you know what? If that's your thing. Is it just in James College then?
Just in James College for now, but people in other colleges, keep an eye. It may well arrive on your campus doorstep.
Very exciting for that. And then your other thing was varsity is coming up.
That's happening.
It is
Very
indeed.
soon.
Varsity's happening. It's in May, so be excited. But before then, Durham Varsity. So, yeah, but that's all for sport.
Awesome. I don't know what time we're on anymore. Matt, in 2 minutes, can you tell us what the weather's going to be?
What the weather's going to be.
You've just been
Now,
outside. You should know.
I've been outside, and I can tell you that it's very cold.
It is very cold.
I wouldn't want to be outside without an outer protective layer, shall we say. Now, I had to look at the forecast and I read it out, so I should probably remember, but something that would have been good is if I actually researched the weather before I came on the show, although I couldn't have any time because I was freezing my arse off on 22 acres.
Yeah, all right, I get it.
Nonetheless, the weather's not looking very good. As some of you may have noticed this morning, we had some showers, some snow, a bit of sleet, and in fact, the snow started to settle early in the morning. And I don't know if that's going to end up picking up. There's conflicting reports as to whether we're going to get more snow over the next couple of days. But just know that there is a cold front, and we're sitting right in the middle of it. We're on a yellow weather warning, and it is very cold outside. So I believe my best professional advice to anybody who seems to be travelling around York is to travel with extra caution. Make sure you're wearing correct footwear. Those paths might be icy at night because it's going to get to some freezing temperatures. -3 is a low that I read yesterday, which is blimey cold indeed. That doesn't make sense. Anyway.
Good old Blighty.
Yes, I would thoroughly recommend wrapping up, keeping those layers on, and of course, wearing a coat. Make sure you wear a coat. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200.
Oh, you were keeping me in such suspense. I mean, obviously, the other people watching don't know the script, but it was a really roundabout way of getting to just wearing a coat.
Yes, because those who can't see the script, which is
Wrap
everybody,
up, keep warm.
it does actually say it does actually say on the bottom weather, and the whole section just says Matthew Keel, wear a damn coat.
Well,
wear a damn coat.
It's because Matthew Keel, at the end of every single news hour broadcast we do, I ask you to do the weather, and you always
Good
say
old IRM.
wear a coat.
I do, and to be honest, I didn't notice the timing on the show, so I should have probably led up to it a bit later.
Possibly.
No, it's all right. So on the vein of that, news hour, if you're watching this and you're thinking these guys seem fun, which you should, and you want to hear more of us, we're live on Your Why on 88.3 FM and online at yourwhy.org.uk. She's got it memorised. News hour, 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. Tune in for the latest. It won't all be fecal related. That's just this week for some reason.
It's just this week. That's been the theme.
No guarantees.
But if you want more sport, Ollie College Sport Catch Up is back.
Indeed, it's back. It's returning
Amazing.
tomorrow. Another shameful plug. I think that's twice. No, that's 3 times, including your VT.
What
your
is College
expedition.
Sport Catch Up for
College
those
Sport
at home?
Catch Up. I interview some weekly guests from different sports societies and teams on campus. I don't think we're going to have anyone tomorrow. It's going to be a recap show of all the things that have happened so far this year, and we're going to lead into some Durham Varsity. The qualifiers are in less than 2 weeks, so get excited for that. You might see some broadcasts coming out of our airwaves very soon.
Lots of stuff coming up from Your Wine News and Sport. I don't know what the next show is on the telly, but we've been News Hour.
Enjoy it.
Bye. Nice to see you.
Goodbye.
Bye.